Good morning, everyone. Just wanted to go over our microbiology class that'll be starting on Wednesday, February 24th. So here we are just on the announcements landing page. Just a reminder to make sure that you check your announcements every day. And as you can see, I already have some things going here. So if you haven't read them yet, make sure that you read all of your announcements. All right, so we're just going to work our way down the tabs here. The next one is course syllabus. So here is the course syllabus. The course syllabus is a good thing to print out and have handy. It also has on there the percentage breakdown of the different components of the class, and it also has the learning objectives at the end, so that's always a good resource for us. And then our lesson plan, or sometimes I call it an addendum, but I mean the same thing, is here. So if you want a hard copy to print off and keep with you on your desk or in your backpack or in your purse or your back pocket, you can go ahead and print it off here. However, the course content, which is the next tab we're going to look at, does mirror the lesson plan, except for there's a couple extra folders at the top here, and so we're going to look at those. And this first one is everything that has to do with your course project. So if you click here, just broke it down into some easy, hopefully bite-sized pieces for us. The first step is just to sign up. And remember, we need to sign up for our topic by Thursday, February 25th at the start of class. And so if you click here, that's going to take you to this tab here, which is the sign up sheet. So you can see there's probably half of the classes already signed up already. Go ahead and fill out this table, and I will get back to you regarding whether it's approved or not. I will also leave some comments for you. Don't start your project until it has been approved by me, and I will approve no later than Friday, February 26th by the start of class. Some suggestions that I do have is make sure that you can tie it to microbiology. A quick internet search should give you a variety of different experiments with protocols. So it should give you the steps and all the supplies that you need. So it's so great to be living in a time where we can utilize that as a resource. And then the last thing is I would think about how long it's going to take for your experiment. If it's going to take more than 2 weeks, then I would say maybe choose a different one. So that's the first step. The second step is to submit your protocol. So the protocol is going to be due on March 1st, which is 1 week from today. So by 1 week from today, you're going to need to write up and submit your written experiment protocol. And this is just a step-by-step of your experiment. I have attached a template for you. Please use that for your protocol. It is a Microsoft Word document. Go ahead and open that. I have included the heading titles and instructions of what you should do under each title. So I've highlighted those instructions in yellow. Just go ahead and delete those and put your content in there, alrighty? And then upload that to the Blackboard. So the next step would be to create your YouTube channel if you don't already have one. If you need help doing that, there's a video tutorial. You can just click here on the click here, and that will take you to about a 4-minute tutorial that'll show you how to sign up for your YouTube channel. The next step is going to be to vlog your experiment, and this is going to be due all of your entries by 3/15, March 15th. That's a Monday. That's 3 weeks from today. So below you'll find my suggestions listed here regarding your vlog entries. I am fine with however you want to break up these entries. If you want to have 3 entries, if you want to have 7 entries, I'm fine with that. We just need to make sure that we're covering all the required material. So you want to make sure that you introduce yourself, you provide an explanation of your experiment, you talk about how it relates to microbiology, your surgery, your profession. Why do we care about this experiment? What does it tell us about the world? Or how does it impact us in the operating room? Any connection like that. And then lastly, make some predictions about the outcomes of your experiment. What do you expect to find? In the past, I had a student do an experiment on different types of hand sanitizers, different brands. So she did Purell, she did Equate, maybe one more in there that she did. And the Purell one grew the most bacteria. Like the plate was covered with bacteria. And she had predicted that probably the name brand would grow less and maybe the non-named brand, the generic brand, would grow more bacteria. But that wasn't the case, but that was her prediction. Well, in the end, as it turned out, the Purell hand sanitizer that she used for her experiment had been left in her car during the summer months. And so she didn't think about that when she did the experiment, but at the end, she hypothesized that this could be the reason why the Purell didn't work so well. So experiments don't always turn out the way we predict, but at the beginning we want to make some predictions about what the outcomes are going to be. And then in addition to that, we want to see all of your supplies and your setup. Tell us about the supplies that you have, how you're using them, what you're going to be doing with them. And then the next thing would be to record yourself performing the experiment. Alrighty. And, if you're going to do the whole experiment at once, go ahead and record everything. That would be awesome. And then if you need some additional entries in between, like maybe you are testing hand washing in the traditional way versus hand sanitizer, right? And maybe the first couple days there isn't any growth, but maybe day 3 we're starting to see some growth on the plate. So maybe do a little video log. This is such and such a date. This is when I plated these swabs, and we're starting to see a little bit of growth, and show us that. And then maybe in a couple more days, now your plate is halfway covered. Show us that, right? So show us some steps along the way in between what's happening with your experiment. And then lastly, show us the final results. We are so excited to see the final results, and let us know what they mean. What is your interpretation? What can you deduce from this experiment that you have done? And then, tell us if the results of your experiment will align with the predictions. So you're going to have to remind us of the predictions that you made in the beginning, and then connect the two together. And if the predictions did not align with the results, make some guesses about why or why not. And then draw some conclusions regarding your results. All right, so you're going to provide your links to your vlog entries by no later than 3:15. And the way that you're going to do that is you're going to click right here. And when you do that, sorry, I didn't have this up and going already. It's going to take you to this Google Slides presentation that I created. And what you'll do is you'll just find your name, of all of your names listed here. You'll just find your name, and then you'll copy and paste in your entry links. And you can do this as you go, like you record the first one, you come here, you paste the link. You record the second one, you come here, you paste the link, blah, blah, blah. If you don't want to do that, you can wait until you're completely done and then come here and paste all of your links. So essentially, after you create your YouTube channel and then you go ahead and record your vlog entries, you'll upload those to your YouTube channel, and then that will create a link that you can share. All right? And like I said, those are due by 3:15. And then the very last step is going to be to submit your project peer reviews. And these are going to be private. And what it will entail, I created a template for you here, so please use that template. And you will go there to post your peer reviews, all right? And so open this template and go ahead and choose 2 peer experiments to review. So you're going to look at some different components of the experiment. You're going to go ahead and type that up and submit it as a document, all right, to the Blackboard. Okay, and that's due by 3:22 at the start of class, right? So that'll be another week after your vlog entries have been submitted. So that is our project in a nutshell. Let's look at some other course content here. Here, you'll click on this image to join the Zooms for this class. And then below that is the weekly content. So our classes will pretty much have a similar flow every class. You will be starting with your ed puzzles. Now, some classes you will have 2 ed puzzles if they're short. I've paired really short ones together so that we can get through all 22 chapters in our textbook. So some weeks some classes you'll have 2. Most of the time you'll have 1 ed puzzle, and you'll have until 14:30 to complete that, and then we'll meet for our Zoom and we'll review the chapter and we'll do a virtual lab activity. Now the virtual lab activities are primarily going to focus on the principles and practices of sterile technique and AST guidelines for surgical technologists. So we're going to bring those components in, and this is going to cue us up for SUR 140, which is our next class, where we are going to begin meeting in the lab regularly and starting to apply sterile technique and learning our skills and creating that foundation. So by the time we finish this semester, you will have all the basics that you need to start doing mock procedures. So this is really exciting. We're going to start ramping up. We're going to start meeting in the lab. It's going to be super, super fun. So we really want to gain a good understanding of the AST guidelines and these principles and practices so that we can start applying them in the lab. So for homework, we're going to have flashcards that are due. We will also have a post-test, so there won't be any homework due on Wednesday. The first homework assignment will be due on Thursday. There's those chapter 1 and 2 flashcards, and we'll look at the specifics of those assignments in just 1 second. And then we'll have a post-test from 1630 to 1700, just as we were doing in our A&P class. There will be 2 threaded discussions that you have due in this class, and the first one will be on Friday, will be your initial response. The following Friday will be your peer response. The following Friday after that will be the initial response for threaded discussion number 2, and then the following Friday, I believe, will be your peer responses for that last threaded discussion. Okay, so let's go into here. I set it up like our anatomy class where we have our assignments for the week and our student resources. And so I haven't added a lot of resources. It's not nearly as robust as the A&P class, but I will be adding resources to these folders as we go, and they are divided by chapter. So let's look at our assignments for week 4. So no assignments on Wednesday, but on Thursday you'll see that our flashcards are due, and what you want to do is use Quizlet for that. and then create flashcards for all of the terms for chapters 1 and chapters 2. So on one side, you'll put the term, and on the other side of the flashcard, you'll put the definition. And these terms can be found at the beginning of each chapter. So for example, chapter 1, if you look on page 1, it lists all the key terms. All right, and then if you turn to chapter 2, which begins on page 19, you'll see the terms there. I've also listed how many terms are for each chapter, and that is what I will be expecting to see for your assignment, and that's what you'll need to complete to get full credit. So you'll create your flashcards, and then you will just post the link in the Blackboard, all right? You'll just click here, and then just in the comments, you can just copy and paste the link in there. If you feel more comfortable copying and pasting it onto a document and uploading the document, that is fine too, whichever you prefer, okay? All right, we'll also have the majority of days a virtual lab, and that's going to be something connected to those principles and practices, those ASD guidelines that I mentioned. And so we will determine each class what will be uploaded to the Blackboard, okay? If we do an in-class activity, then you might just be posting the Google Slides link, but we'll decide that as we go, and that'll be completed in class. And you probably can't see these because I hid them from you, because I want you to turn them in on the day of class for a compliance piece, just to make sure that we can account for all the time of class, all right? And then there'll be a post-test, like I said. But this is Thursday, and Wednesday looks a lot similar, but it doesn't have the flashcard, so I just wanted us to look at that, okay? All right. So that's pretty much the flow of the class. There is one little difference that I want to point out to you, and that is actually, I made a mistake here. If you look at Wednesday, I put asynchronous learning, but actually I put this on the wrong day. I should have put it on Friday, March 12th. We're having a graduation for all of our graduates that haven't been able to, we haven't been able to have a ceremony for them because of the COVID pandemic. And so we're doing an outside ceremony on March 12th. And so because of that, I won't be available to teach a live session. So that is on Friday, March 12th. And so that day will be an asynchronous day. And so I will correct this so that it actually looks the way that it's supposed to. But the rest of the stuff shouldn't be too out of the ordinary. And then we'll cruise down to week 7, and our final exam will be on that last Monday of the class, and this is where I was talking about the last hour, from 3 to 4, we will start SUR 140. All right, so you will do your satisfaction survey on finals day, take your exam, and then get me the corrections as soon as you can if you want to take advantage of that. By the close of business would be fantastic, but that might not be feasible. So I will accept them the following day as well. And then we will have some homework due on that last day, your flashcards. And then remember, your peer reviews will be due on that day as well. All right, so that is pretty much our microbiology class in a nutshell. So I am looking forward to going through this content with you. It is directly applicable to the operating room, and understanding the way microorganisms behave is really going to help us understand the principles of sterile technique, why they are so important, and it's also going to help us minimize the probability that our patient is going to get a surgical site infection and going to maximize patient outcomes, which is what we always want. So I look forward to seeing you in class on Wednesday, and we will go from there. All right? Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you and take care.